The history of the United States is a vast and complex story that spans thousands of years from the earliest Native American civilizations to the present day. Here's a detailed overview. 1. Pre-colonial America before 1492. Pre-colonial America before 1492, before European explorers arrived, North America was home to millions of indigenous people with advanced societies, rich cultures, and complex political systems. These civilizations thrived for thousands of years, developing unique ways of life based on their environments. 1. The first Americans, c. 10. The first humans arrived in North America via the Bering Land Bridge, Bering, connecting Siberia to Alaska during the last ice age. These early hunter-gatherers spread across the continent, adapting to different climates. 2. Major Native American civilizations. Over time, indigenous societies flourished, forming distinct cultures across North America. A. Eastern woodlands, northeast and southeast, home to dense forests, rivers, and fertile land. Major tribes: Iroquois, Algonquian, Cherokee, Powhatan. The Iroquois Confederacy, Haudenosaunee, formed one of the first democratic political systems. B. The Great Plains, Midwest grasslands with buffalo hunting cultures. Major tribes: Sioux, Cheyenne, Comanche, Pawnee, lived in teepees which were mobile for nomadic hunting. C. The Southwest hot arid climate led to advanced irrigation farming. Major tribes: Pueblo, Hopi, Navajo, Apache. The ancestral Puebloans, Anasazi, built cliff dwellings, e.g. Mesa Verde. D. The Northwest coasts, lush forests and abundant fishing. Major tribes: Tlingit, Haida, Chinook, Kwakiutl. Famous for totem poles and potlatch ceremonies, gift-giving feasts. E. The Arctic and subarctic extreme cold led to specialized survival skills. Major tribes: Inuit, Aleut, built igloos and relied on hunting seals and whales. 3. Native American societies and culture. Trade networks: goods like shells, copper, and furs were exchanged across vast distances. Spiritual beliefs: most tribes had animistic religions, believing that nature was sacred. Oral tradition: histories and myths were passed down through storytelling. Gender roles: many tribes were matrilineal, meaning ancestry and leadership passed through the mother's line. 4. The arrival of Europeans, 1492 and beyond. When Europeans arrived, they disrupted indigenous societies through disease, warfare, and colonization. However, Native American cultures continue to persist and influence the modern world today. Would you like a deeper look at any specific civilization? 2. European colonization, 1492-1733. 1492, Christopher Columbus, sailing for Spain, reaches the Americas. Early 1500s, Spanish explorers like Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro conquer the Aztecs and Incas. 1707, the first permanent English colony, Jamestown, Virginia, is established. 1620, the Pilgrims land at Plymouth, Massachusetts, and sign the Mayflower Compact, an early form of self-government. Late 11600, French, Dutch, and English colonies expand across North America. By 1733, Britain had 13 colonies in North America, stretching from New England to Georgia. 3. The Road to Revolution, 1754, 1775, 1754, 1763. The French and Indian War, part of the global 7 Years' War, pits Britain against France. Britain wins but is left in debt. 1765, Britain imposes new taxes on the colonies, e.g., Stamp Act, leading to protests. 1770, the Boston Massacre. British soldiers kill 5 colonists. 1773, the Boston Tea Party. Colonists dump British tea into the harbor. 1774, Britain responds with harsh laws, intolerable acts, fueling tensions. 4. The American Revolution, 1775-1783. April 19, 1775. First shots fired at Lexington and Concord. July 4, 1776. The Declaration of Independence written by Thomas Jefferson is adopted. 1777. The U.S. wins a major victory at Saratoga, convincing France to join the war. 1781. The British surrender at Yorktown, Virginia. 1783, the Treaty of Paris ends the war, recognizing U.S. independence. 5. The formation of a new government, 178-31800. 1787, the U.S. Constitution is drafted, creating a strong federal government. 1789, George Washington becomes the first president. 1791, the Bill of Rights, first 10A amendments, is ratified. 1796, John Adams is elected second president. 6 to 1790 and westward expansion, 1-800-1848. 1803, the Louisiana Purchase doubles U.S. territory. 8-12-18-15. The War of 1812 against Britain ends in a draw, boosting national pride. 1820, the Missouri Compromise maintains the balance between free and slave states. 1830, Indian Removal Act forces Native Americans, Cherokee, onto the Trail of Tears. 1845, the U.S. annexes Texas, leading to war with Mexico. 7 and 7 of the Civil War era, quote, the Civil War, that was, the war, 1848-1850, the Mexican-American War ends, the U.S. gains California and the Southwest, 1850 s, slavery debates intensify, e.g., 1860, Abraham Lincoln is elected, prompting Southern states to secede, 1861-1865, the Civil War between the Union, North, and Confederacy, South, 1863, Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing enslaved people in rebel states. 1865, the war ends, Lincoln is assassinated, the 13th Amendment abolishes slavery. 8. Reconstruction and Industrialization, 1-865-1900, 1-865-1877. The Reconstruction era tries to rebuild the South and grant rights to freed African Americans. 1876, Jim Crow laws begin enforcing racial segregation. Late 1800s, the U.S. becomes an industrial powerhouse, with factories, railroads, and immigration booming. 20th century. Wars and global power, 1911, 1945, 1918, the U.S. enters World War I, helping the Allies win. 1920, the 19th Amendment gives women the right to vote. 1929, the Great Depression devastates the economy. 1941, 1945, the U.S. fights in World War II, defeating Nazi Germany and Japan. 1945, the U.S. drops atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. WI ends. The Cold War and Civil Rights Movement, 1945-199, 1947-1991. The Cold War, U.S. vs. Soviet Union, leads to nuclear arms races and proxy wars. 1954, Brown v. Board of Education ends school segregation. 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivers I Have a Dream speech. 1964-1965, Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act outlaw racial discrimination. 1969, Apollo 11, the U.S. lands on the moon. 1973, the U.S. withdraws from the Vietnam War. 1991, the Soviet Union collapses, ending the Cold War. 11. Modern America, 1991-present. 2001, 9/11 attacks lead to the War on Terror. 2008, Barack Obama becomes the first black U.S. president. 2020 COVID-19 pandemic disrupts the world. 2021 Joe Biden is elected, political divisions continue. Conclusion: the U.S. has evolved from a colony to a global superpower, experiencing wars, economic booms, civil rights struggles, and technological revolutions. The story of America is one of conflict, innovation, and resilience, constantly shaping the future. Enjoyed the video? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content.